All right, we are live. We are live, and we are going to wait for a couple more minutes for everyone else to roll in. Please save all questions till the end. All right. See if anything else came in while we wait for others. What else is coming in? I'm adding NBA player prop to the Steam sheet, NBA player prop. As I say, I play all of these. I'm not going to be able to release them to subscribers today because I don't want to overwhelm you guys with volume and have you crying about there are too many plays. So, but just so you know, I bet these because they win long term. They crush. You guys know with props, I'm sitting number one in like every sport when it comes to props for the last how many years. Like these props are just money. But again, I know you guys don't want a ton of volume, so I'll just add them to the Steam sheet.
It's 10 o'clock.
All right. It's 10 o'clock, so we are rolling. If you're not here, you're going to have to catch up because we're going to dive right in. I got a lot of work to still do, moving so much stuff. So you understand, these are what my Post-its look like. This is nothing but plays coming in, 60, 70 plays. So you understand the kind of stuff that we're moving. Like I have to narrow it down as much as possible. But believe me, we are firing away. I'm going to share as much as I possibly can. We missed a couple early ones, man. Again, just trying to stay selective because I don't want the backlash of customer service when you guys cry when it's a losing day. It's the volume, but if we go 10-0, there's no complaints. You can't have it both ways. Like it's the bottom line. I do what I do, and I'm make my money every single year with the accounts and betting. I'm trying to help newer bettors, recreational bettors, guys that would never have a chance of winning to actually turn a profit doing this. But it isn't as easy as here's 3 picks, go bet them. Here's 3 picks, go bet them every day. Here's 3 picks, go bet them. It doesn't work like that. If it was that easy, why would anyone go to work? Well, who would go to work? We would just sit there and wait for those 3 bets and just fire and go 2-1 every day. But it doesn't work that way. Okay, there's a reason. I will repeat it. 99.5% of all sports betting accounts that have ever been opened have losing lifetime earnings. So I know everybody wins on social media. I understand that. But I promise you, very few actually win long term. So let me get this out of the way first, because I don't want to hear any. Let's get the nonsense out of the way first. I will release where I think will produce the most profit for us in 2026. That's it. That's my only goal, to make the most money I can in 2026, knowing I will go up and down throughout the year. You find out very early on who's built for this and who's not built for this. We're now only 7 weeks in, and we're up about 50 units already. All right. We double up our bankroll at 400 units. That's my goal right now, to get you to plus 400 units as quickly as possible, so we could readjust and make more money, especially when football comes. But if after every losing day you lose your mind and discombobulate and are on the risk of ruin, you're just not built for this. And I urge you to please don't waste your money. Bro, I don't want it. I do not want your money. I beg you, reach out to customer service. They will switch you on to another capper, and I wish you the best of luck. I hope you go out and make millions of dollars together. Okay, I really do. But if you're staying, then your goals have to be aligned. And my goal is to be profitable in 2026. It's not to make sure your rent's paid in February. It's not to make sure you could take your girlfriend out on Valentine's Day. And it's not so you could, buy your new Jordans. That's not why I do this. I do this because I'm able to use this market as an investment vehicle, like I do with stock trading, like I do with crypto, like I do with art, like I'll do with real estate, like I do in other investments. That's it. Now, if you approach it differently and you like watching the sports and betting the TV games and having action, our goals aren't aligned. If you're underfunded and mismanaging your risk and 2 losing days is going to wipe you out, our goals aren't aligned. I'm going to disappoint you. So please save us both the headache, save us both the disappointment, and please do it on your own or find someone that suits you, because I do this for real. I wake up every morning at 5 a.m. because I do this for real. I move money for the most profitable sports bettors on the planet, depending the market. I provide accounts for them, and I have access to all that information. It's not easy to narrow it down to 3 games when you have player props, first halves, team totals, sides, and I got to narrow those down and win on top of it. All right, what we're doing is very difficult. So some days we're going to have 0 volume. Some days we're going to have heavy volume because the market offers it. And some days we're going to have, average. But the only reason you should be complaining about volume is because you're underfunded and you're over betting. Because if you're not underfunded and if you're not over betting, you would be begging for more volume. You would be saying, Ace, I want 50 bets today. I don't want 10. I don't want 20. I want 50. Give me 100 bets. Give me 200 bets. Because your goal should be to place as many bets as possible so you could double up your bank as quickly as possible. Not bet 1 game a day with high risk. Remember, we're betting 0.25 of the rating. The most I'm ever betting is a 5% play, and I have 1.25% of bankroll on that. On average, we are betting 0.75 to 1%. When I send out even 10 3% plays, that's 0.75% of bankroll per play. Times 10, that's 7.5% of your bankroll. That means you should have 92.5% of your bankroll still sitting idle. But if those 10 plays have you betting more than 7.5%, of your total bankroll, then you're doing it wrong. You're over betting your edge, and I can't help you from losing your money. Again, I want to partner up with guys that want to do this the right way and actually want to do this for profit, not for action, not because it's cool, not because everyone on social media is doing it, not because they're going to get rich overnight and drive that Lambo that their favorite influencer has. That's all bullshit, bro. I live in the real world, and the guys I partner up with and want to partner up with follow proper risk management so that the number of plays doesn't matter. In fact, they want more. I'm holding back because my job is to navigate 2026. So let's go over risk management, then we'll get into plays. Because until you get this down, the rest doesn't matter. I promise you. Whether we go 5-0, 0-5, 2-1, 6-2, none of that shit's going to matter. Because the time's going to come where we have a cold streak. And when that cold streak comes, you're going to lose your bankroll, unfortunately, if you're mismanaging your risk. And even during our most profitable years, we will have losing days, losing weeks, and most likely a few losing months out of 12. That's the truth. That's me keeping it real. Now I'm supposed to come on here and tell you, dude, this is easy. This is so fucking easy. I'm like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting when he looked at the math genius and he goes to him, do you know how easy this is for me? Do you know how easy this is? That's what I'm supposed to do. Come on here and sell. Do you know how easy this is for me? Do you know how easy this is? You're about to get rich. All you need to do is sign up, buy my month, and you're about to make a shitload of money. Just unload. Just keep unloading. I have nothing but locks. That's what I'm supposed to be saying so I can sell. But that's not why I'm here. Luckily, I'm not forced to sell. I do this because I love doing it. My main income does not come from selling the subscriptions. That much I promise you. But with all that said, I want to make sure this subscription is profitable. The only way I can do that is if you manage risk correctly. So let's do that one more time. 2 pieces of the puzzle. Bankroll, bet size. This changes. This is going to go up and down. Your bankroll is going to go up and down every day. This, no. We follow the same rule. This never changes. Here's why. We keep our risk the same. Our bets are going to get bigger. Our bets are going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but our risk will never increase. Here's the trick. This is what changed my life and put me in the position I'm in today. Until I saw this in real time while playing blackjack with an advantage team, I would have never been profitable in sports. Never. I know that because I'm not built that way. I don't have that discipline. I'm a trader. I'm not an investor. I've learned that about myself. We all got to be real. One day you got to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Who are you? What are you built for? What can you handle? What can't you handle? I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. So with that said, in real time, I witnessed while playing advantage blackjack that as long as I followed the system to the letter and bet sized exactly what I was supposed to, every single hand, there was nothing the casino could do. I was going to take their money. I was a fucking lock to take their money. There's zero they could have done. Nothing, nothing. They would have had to fix the game, cheat for me to lose. If they let me play long enough, there was nothing they could do. I would take their money. That is a mathematical certainty. And I saw that in real time because in blackjack, I could bet 200 hands in an hour. You put me one-on-one with a fast dealer, oh, forget about it. I'm getting in 150, 200 hands an hour. In a 4-hour shift, I got 600 to 800 hands. Let's say down the middle, that's 700 hands in one day. If I only work 5 days a week, that's 3,500 bets in a week, right? What's that? 14,000 bets in a month? In 3 months, I've made over almost 50,000 bets. I made over 40,000 bets in 3 months. Brother, there's no randomness that's going to affect my long-term results. After that many hands, I will be holding your cash, and there's nothing you could do about it. Absolutely nothing you can do about it. And anyone that signed up with me for the year got that blackjack course for free. I think we're still doing that and giving it away. Bro, that thing's worth, honestly, 5 dimes. I paid 5 dimes for that exact course. And that'll show you everything you need to know to be an advantage blackjack player. With that said, I saw in real time that as long as I did the right thing, there's nothing they could do. So all of a sudden, a light flipped on, and I said, wait, so this is where I fucked up my whole life betting sports? That's why these guys around me have been making money and I haven't? Because I've been over betting my edge? How much am I supposed to be betting? Then I found out so little in relation to my bankroll until I have a huge, huge bankroll. So here are the 2 pieces. Bankroll, bet size. Our rating at Wager Talk is 1% to 5%. That's a rating. That's not a bet size recommendation. 1's the weakest, 5's the strongest. How do we use that to bet size? We use 0.25 of that rating. So 1% bet, 0.25. A 2% bet is a 0.5%. A 3% bet is 0.75. A 4% rating is 1% of bankroll, and a 5% rating is 1.25% of bankroll. So hear me out. I promise you, we will get to all the gold, but hear me out. Bankroll, 10,000. We'll say bet size 1%. That's all we're going to do. We're going to flat bet everything. We're going to be that disciplined. We don't care about best bets. We don't care about 5%. We don't give a fuck. We're flat betting everything 1%. That's it. Okay. I got 10 dimes. 10 dimes here, 1%. What do? I bet 1% of that. What's that mean? $100 a bet. All right. So now, how many units do I have? If I'm betting 100, what do I got? Come on, you guys are quick out there. Give it to me. What's my risk of ruin? I have a $10,000 bankroll. I'm betting 100 a play. That's 1%. So I have 100 units. I have 100 units. My risk is still really high, believe it or not. That's too high for every bet. I don't have enough units to keep my risk of ruin low, if you can believe that. I work with 80-20. 80% of the time, we're going to double. 20%, we're going to lose it. To do that, we need 400 units. So with a $10,000 bankroll, we're betting $25 a unit. But like I said, we're going to do everything as 1% of bankroll, as if everything's a 4% play. So here's 10 grand, here's 1%. 100 a bet. What happens when we get the 400 units? We doubled our bankroll, right? So now we have 20,000 here. Bet size is still 1%, right? But now that 1% bet is $200. My risk hasn't increased. My risk of ruin is still the same. I still have 100 units, but now I'm betting $200. Guess what? When I get the 40 fucking dimes, now 1% of 40 dimes is $400. Risk of ruin still the same. I'm now betting 4 times as much, and I haven't increased my risk of ruin even a single percent. That's the fucking holy grail of sports betting profit right there. If you have winning information, or you have the ability to find plus EV positions on your own, you are mathematical certainty to turn a profit if you follow that rule. And that's how I went from betting 100 to 500 to betting 1,000 to 5,000. And anyone can do it. It takes time. There's Warren Buffett has said it, the most intelligent and profitable investors of all time all say the same thing. The number one reason that stops people from gaining wealth is a lack of patience. That's it. They want it today. They want to drive that Lambo now. They want to fly private now. And unless you got an inheritance from your parents or that 1 in a billion that could run a 4.240, you're not going to make that money in your 20s or in your 30s. It's going to take some time, but you have the benefit of fucking time, of compounding your interest. But you got to have that patience. You need that patience. That's the key. So, bankroll management, you know how we do it. We're up about 50 units for 2026 already. Our goal is to get to 400 as quickly as possible. We're going to have winning days along the way. We're going to have losing days along the way. We're going to have low volume days along the way. We're going to have high volume days along the way. If you're built for this and our goals are the same, let's partner up and let's make some fucking money in 2026. It's that simple. Put all the bullshit nonsense aside. I don't want to hear about this was a half point off. What do I do? You should know what to do. We have enough plays that you don't have to take bad numbers. Any play I release is available when I release it. It's in the system. Wager Talk has a very advanced system. We are connected with the best odds screen on the planet. So again, I'm going to talk about player props in the NBA, college baseball, soccer in Mexico, small markets. If you only have one book, 2 books, and they're MGM, Caesars, or DraftKings, you're not going to get down. You will not be able to bet this stuff. It's not that easy. This is very solid information, very hard to attain. Okay? Those lines will not be available long. The sharpest and most profitable groups on the planet are coming out with that kind of stuff. It wins at a high mark, but you got to be ready to bet it. You need to have outs. You need to treat it like a business so it pays like a business. You think I could bet it in all my accounts? I have 15, 20 accounts open right now. And when that college baseball play comes in, I might be able to bet it in 5 of those. But damn right, I'm getting it down in 5 of those. But again, if you only have 1 or 2 books, bro, you're not going to get it down. These are small markets. They're not writing enough tickets on the other side. We're the only ones betting that shit. It's Saturday with college basketball, UFC, NBA. You think anyone's betting college baseball, especially a team like the teams that we're betting? The only people betting that are sharp. So the line's going to move very quickly, or the book's not even going to post the line until they already have the opportunity to adjust. So again, if you're going to be betting that shit, don't waste time asking, what do I do? This line's a run off. Get more outs, find more books, or just pass on to the next one. What do you mean, what do you do? You don't gamble. We're here to make money. We don't gamble. We don't take bad numbers. That's it. We only bet good numbers. We only bet good numbers. All right, let's get into the games because I got so much information, so much shit. I'm actually so mad right now. Like, we didn't get down on Minnesota. They're crushing. So much gold. All right, so let's get into this because we have a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to get to. All right. When you see the glasses on, that means it's time for business. Don't forget, the coupon should be up there. Partner up for 2026, and let's do some fucking damage. All right, let's pull up where we're at right now. Let's see what else has come in. I'm going to give you the latest stuff. Get your pens and paper out. Added game. There's 2 added games that are going to go on to the Steam sheet right now. If you have the Steam sheet, then you already will see it. But these are for the guys, since this is free, these are 2 more added games. not being used as premiums, 306, 501, 306, 501. Did that go off, Albany? Some of these they fire right at the minute. Let me just make sure so I ain't wasting my time or yours. Yeah, see, that went off. And where's the second one? Hold on. All right, there we go. And this one's even available, but I don't have an opinion on it, even power rating wise. 306, 512. 306, 512. Stonehill +3. And then we have college basketball sides. You ready? That just came in right now on the screen. Come on, I'm giving you a second. Don't worry. Was the last one in there? Let me make sure it was 640 Northeastern. 640 Northeastern should have been the last play in there. Oh, then Duquesne. Yes, 656 Duquesne. Now, couple more that are coming right now. 667 Old Dominion. 667 Old Dominion. You see how many plays are in that Steam sheet, right? Old Dominion +5 they took. And where does it go? Where else? No, okay. There was both sides of that. So that's it. Old Dominion's the only added play. And Stonehill. Old Dominion and Stonehill. So that was 667 Old Dominion and Stonehill. And now we'll go over what we have. I'll give you all the steam that we have. I'll give you all the public action, where the heaviest public action is. And I'll even read off a bunch of stuff off the steam sheet. Now, premium stuff for today that's up there. I have the UFC package. There's 4 plays in there already. When I jump off of here, probably about, within the next hour, I will go back, finalize that UFC package. Because I talked to one of my originators. We go through every fight together at about noon, every UFC card. We do that about 2 or 3 hours before. We go through each card together, each of the matchups, and then I will add any stuff that comes in. I have my college basketball 3-pack is up there. There's 2 4%, and our first 5% big move of the college basketball season. Again, I don't want you going crazy, just so you understand. On a $10,000 bankroll, I'm betting 100 on the 4%. I'm betting 125 on the 5%, just $25 more. I don't want anyone going crazy. Now, again, it's a strong play. It's a very strong play. I feel confident. That's why it's a 5%. It's my first 5%. But I don't want you thinking, fixed inside information and betting more than you should and that kind of stuff. I want to see you guys profit from this. All right, that was at Stonehill. Now, let me go over. All right, let me look one more time, see if something else came in. Because these player props, they're going to fire so many. Yesterday, they fired so many. Here we go. I have another player prop for you guys. Ready? NBA. Josh Giddey, NBA, Josh Giddey. All right. We got assist. Oh, no. That was Tyler. Here, hold on. I got 2 props for you. I'll give you 2 props. First, Josh Giddey. Points, rebounds, assists, over 24.5. Points, rebounds, assists, over 24.5. Good to -135. And then Tyler Hero, Herro, over 2.5 assists. Over 2.5 assists. So that's Josh Giddey over 24.5. Good to minus 130, 135. Points, rebounds, and assists. And then we have Tyler Hero, Herro, over 2.5 assists. Over 2.5 assists. All right. I'll get that out. Now we'll go over to NBA and college basketball. Let me go over NBA real quick for you guys. Tell you what I got. And then I'll get the questions. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I got you. Yeah, the 5% package is up. It's up. Game goes off in a couple hours. So, yeah, don't wait too long on that. I'm going to the window for that one, boy. I haven't gone to the window and kept betting a while. So, cheer me in. Cheer me in. All right. Now, Long Island, Mercyhurst over 139.5. That's the extra board game. Long Island and Maryhurst. I'm betting this right now, so you understand. This, if this was last year where I give a ton of this I would give out because it comes from my main guys that I piggyback these guys blindly. Again, I can't get better than 139.5 minus 115. I'm making it a smaller bet. That's all. That's all. That's all I do in that situation. I just bet it a little less. Because see, these I can't even get to some of them. The 139.5. But yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Long Island, Mercyhurst. Long Island and Mercyhurst. I'm going to put that in the Steam sheet just because it's that strong. Like I said, I'm betting it. But yeah, I won't release because I don't want to give 15 plays, guys, today. Again, it just gets old, man. With the bitching over if it's a losing day and it's more than 5 plays, it's just like that was the reason. Like I said, I could hold it back. No problem at all. I'm betting it. Long Island. Mercyhurst. There we go. Who'd have thought we're betting Long Island and Mercyhurst? I should give this out. I should give this one out. Let me see something. I'll give it out at 140 if it. No, you know what? No, I said I'm not. So I'm going to keep it low volumey. All right, but I'm going to go over college basketball because I have some really strong leans that came close to premium. But that's all that's come in right now. You haven't missed anything. This is all from earlier that subscribers you already have. You already have. It's on your Steam sheet already. But let me go over and then answer some questions as well, especially if you have any questions on games. Real quickly, NBA. Here are the sharp sides in the NBA. I haven't released any premiums to subscribers, only one total. And I'll share that with you guys. So here are the sides that were sharp. 543 Sacramento plus 18.5. 546 Miami minus 9.5 and 10. That's long gone. And 550 New York also minus 2.5 and 3. That's long gone. Those I don't love because what I've been seeing in the NBA is a lot of middles where they're able to get out ahead of the public or ahead of the market, lay minus 2.5, come back later, take plus 4.5. That's why I didn't feel any confidence releasing to subscribers. Out of all of those, the only play that I actually do have an opinion on is Sacramento. And I'm very close to actually releasing Sacramento as a premium. I will let you know before we jump off if I do, because it's getting power rating wise. I have that one at about, I can't even tell you because you're gonna be like, wait, haven't we bet it yet? But yeah, I see a lot of value in Sacramento getting all those points. The other play I did release is a total. We went Houston and the Knicks. We went over 218.5. Over 218.5. Rockets Knicks. That's also very public. One-sided public on Knicks Rockets. So we went over Knicks Rockets. And like I said, that's also one-sided public, but I haven't seen any take back or resistance there, which is good. Hold on, just looking at the screen. And if you want, I put it out. Go on my Twitter. Take advantage of this. Even if you're not going to use it after that, take advantage for at least a week. I have the link for Odds Logic. Bro, like I said, for myself and my friends that I turned on to it, they keep using it because they make money off it, off the information that it's pings you all day. It's so ahead of so much injuries and alerts. It's unbelievable. But now they're showing all the steam that's coming in when verified through multiple books. And they even have Kalshi. The Kalshi lines up. I don't know if any of you guys have been messing with those prediction markets, but there are some really juicy numbers available there. They're way behind, especially on live betting. So if you want, take advantage of Odds Logic /ACE, oddslogic.com/ACE. You'll get a free week and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The link is on my Twitter. Make sure you check that out. And again, someone asked about hooking up. You reached out through Connect. Yeah, I don't advertise that because the guys that wanted, they know on Connect, they have where you can hook up and we could talk, video chat, text, all kind of stuff. You could ask questions. I almost did the whole blackjack course with somebody on a Connect call. Yeah, so you could hook up with me there for sure. Now let's get into these games real fast. Let me look at you guys got anything. Yeah, you can, Justin. You can find so many marketing efficiencies with Kalshi. That's why I'm like, dude, that alone, when they added it to Odds Logic, oh, forget about it. Yeah, the link. I think he's putting up the link there for it, man. Oddslogic.com/ACE. Yeah, put it up there if you can for these guys. Yeah, we're hooking up a freebie, baby, a freebie. And yeah, this is why I love the SteamRoom, honestly, because I'm able to come in here and with my subscribers, the guys that have partnered up with me, whether it's for a month or the year, and I have to be accountable. Like, listen, over the last 7 days, we lost a couple units, but when in doubt, zoom out. We always go over our results. Last 7 days, lost a few units, but we're up about 50 units in 2026. That's the big picture, and that's what we're aiming for. To grind to profit, knowing we're going to have some negative variance along the way. That's going to happen. Yeah, Thomas, Odds Logic was is definitely worth it. Like, it paid for itself. Again, I get a discount. I'm not going to lie. I don't get anything for anyone that just jumps on that. But I just knew it was going to be beneficial. My friends in Philly that I grew up with, I knew they all use odds services. They pay that money. And I said, bro, just try it. Just do me a favor. Just try it. Go through my link and try it because it's free. And I promise you, you're going to dump your other one and use Odds Logic. If you're going to keep one, you're going to keep the Odds Logic screen for sure. Like, if it's a competition between the Odds Logic one and another one you're paying for, it's not even close. And they're just going to keep adding more stuff. Like the guy that the creator behind it is the original odds maker, like the not odds line service. Like if there's anyone that created line services and free odds services, it's this guy. If anyone should get the credit and a street named after him in Las Vegas or on the Walk of Fame in Las Vegas, this gentleman should have a star, and he's not going to get one. Unfortunately, they just don't give it to guys like us. But that's someone who does deserve that star. That's for sure. He's done more for sports betting than 90% of those names that are on there. Now, so you got the NBA. You got the NBA. And like I said, Sacramento, Miami, New York, the only one I like out of there is, you know what? I'm going to bet it now. Let's make it official. While you guys are on here, you want some information? Let's fucking do it. Here we go. Let's go. Sacramento. You got to get some actionable info, man. I can't give you the 5%, but I could do this. Yeah, we're cashing that 5%. We're cashing. The wrong team's favored. I'll tell you that. The wrong team's favored. That's the best I could ask for. That's where it warrants a 5%. That's what I wait for it to be that far off. That's where I'm comfortable. Like when I bet some MMA and I'll bet a plus 300, and I know plus 300s, you're going to throw them away a lot more than you're going to cash them, even when running hot. But if I know I got the best of it, I'm comfortable. And I'm so comfortable with this 5%, win or lose, I know I've placed an amazing bet. Again, obviously I want to win it. Sacramento plus 18.5. I'll put it in up to plus 18 is good. That's available, but you should shop. There's 18.5s out there. At 3%, which means 0.75 because we bet 0.25 of the rating. And you should already have that established, meaning you shouldn't tally that every day. You should already know if you're starting with $1,000 bankroll, then you know what 1% of that. It's $10. You're betting $10. That's it. You don't have to think about it. Tomorrow, the same thing. The only time you're going to reassess that is when that 1,000 bankroll becomes 2,000. Now that 1% is $20. That's your only job. So you don't have to worry about bet sizing. You could spend all your time finding winners. You don't have to worry, what am I going to bet? How much am I going to bet? That's already been established. That's why bet like a robot. Create a process for yourself and then follow that process. That's how you make money doing this. Not changing the process every couple of days, changing the bet size, doing shit like that. Can't make money doing that, man. And again, my goal is for you guys to make money, dude. I want you to fucking win more than I do for myself. Because I know the accounts I give these guys, so many accounts, like I'm going to make my money betting every single year. Even when I have a losing year, I have a winning year, like with the accounts. Because these guys bet so much shit. I give so many accounts. It's almost impossible to have a losing year, even when I had a losing year at Wager Talk. But it's because I have that, you know, the bankroll for that kind of crazy volume. And I know most people don't, and that's understandable. That's why I don't do it, you know, and I try to keep it so that it's real. You could actually mimic the results. All right, I'm just looking if anything else came in, and I'm going through the whole college basketball list. So you're about to get some gold. Get your pen and paper ready. Some of these games have gone off. I don't even care. I'm going to read it all off to you. I'm going to read it all off. We haven't missed anything. Long Island was the last fucking game, the last total. Sorry, I don't mean to curse. All right, let's go. So I'm going to give you this first, the most one-sided public. I know people like that. So I'm going to tell you the heaviest sides that the public is on. Okay. They were early was Mississippi, Kansas, Illinois, Gonzaga, Connecticut, Cal, and Utah State. Those are some of the most one-sided bets from the public. A dog they really like, and if I didn't see it in one of the accounts, I'd be on the other side. is Arizona. Houston, forgive me. The public's heavy on Arizona, the ranked team. And my power ratings show Houston, man. Houston was ready to be a 4% bet for me. But I can't do it because, like I said, they're steamed Arizona in the account. Now, same thing with, hold on, let me see this. All right, let's go through the board. Let's go through the board. Start where the 11 o'clock games are. Ready? 6:34, Tennessee, SIU, Edwardsville. I'm going to scroll down and talk about any game I have information on. All right, so you got to go down to where Northeastern is against Hofstra. Northeastern got some steam. Game 640 against Hofstra. Tennessee, Vanderbilt. All over money from the public. The public's on the over. Wise guys steamed the under. Public's also on Vanderbilt. Sharps are on Tennessee. I don't like it. Based on my power ratings, the line's pretty much where it should be. Nebraska, one-sided public side, Nebraska. Harvard, Cornell got steamed by the betting syndicates. Cornell sharp. Miami versus Virginia. One-sided Miami dog money. I actually like Virginia. If I'm able to confirm, that game actually starting soon, so I won't be able to confirm. But I can tell you, I like Virginia. The only reason I am not on Virginia is I'm respecting the line move. It was 8.5. It's now 7.5. That respect towards Miami, and I see there's public money on Miami, has kept me off of the Virginia side. Middle Tennessee, also sharp. Middle Tennessee -10 against Delaware. Pittsburgh against Notre Dame. Pittsburgh also sharp. Pittsburgh money line. Sharp. Damn, I like Pittsburgh. Let me look at that. Hold on. I might be betting Pittsburgh right now. It's too late to add it to the card anyway. Let me see what my power ratings say. Oh, I have Pittsburgh winning the game by 3.5. What are they? They're 2.5. Not enough of an edge. I like Pittsburgh. I do like Pittsburgh. And based on our power rating, we got about a point edge, but that's not enough. We got better positions, man. I want to get my money in good. I want to get it in the best spots. Like I said, our 5%, the wrong team's favored. Our 4% earlier on Cincinnati, right? We're on Cincinnati. I had them lowly losing that game by 7. That was a 4-point edge based on my power ratings. So yeah, we were going to fade it. There, I'm comfortable. If Kansas blows them out, yeah, it's a losing bet, but I feel I got the best of it. That's how I want to feel. Okay, Dayton -6 also got steam over Duquesne. Moved down to Texas Tech, Kansas State. Kansas State got some sharp money. I don't have an opinion. Arizona, heavy public money on Arizona. Like I said, again, that sticks out. I like Houston. I'm pissed. But it was 6.5, so it did go back down to 6. You know, I got to respect it, man. I got to respect it. Same thing like with Virginia, you know. I like Virginia over Miami, but that line dropped. So those are two that I can't bet. Like, I want to bet Houston. I want to bet Virginia, but I can't. That's the discipline. And if I just wanted action, or I just fire. And, you know, when the dust settles, hope I'm up. But I don't. I respect my partners too much to just bet something because I like it. I have a process, and that bet has to fit in that process, has to go through the process and survive it. Then it becomes a bet. Not because I like it. Who gives a shit what I like? I like a lot of things. Doesn't mean you should bet them. All right. Where are we at now? Go down further. UNLV Air Force. Public, heavy public on UNLV. Washington got some steam. Where else? Oh, Oklahoma, Colorado, all one-sided Colorado. All one-sided Colorado there. Texas, Georgia. Public's on Texas. Sharp money on Georgia. Opposites there. Where else? Troy and South Alabama, nothing. Missouri and Arkansas. Another one that I like Arkansas there, but Mizzou took some sharp money, so I had to leave that alone, unfortunately. Oregon, USC, I'm going to give this to you guys. We have a 4% play on Oregon, 4% play on Oregon plus the 6. I make this game 3.5, and that's with home court advantage for USC. So we're going to look to take advantage of the overvalued USC team. I'll move down to Arizona State and Baylor. I like Baylor, and I like the under. That's a later game. Move down to Connecticut, Villanova. I'll give you this one too. Why not? I bet Villanova plus the 3, laid the extra juice, took the Villanova side. We're on Villanova over Connecticut. That one should be a pick 'em. So getting 3 points, I can't pass that up. Move down to Alabama and LSU. Alabama got sharp money at 6.5. That line is gone. Michigan and Duke. Publix on Michigan and the under. No surprise. They like to fade Duke, and Michigan, top team in the country. At least that's what the pollsters say. I may disagree. You guys know how I feel about that. Grand Canyon. Oh, all one-sided Grand Canyon against Wyoming. That's not sharp, but you're seeing that line move. That's all public money related. Same thing happened with DePaul. DePaul got some sharp money early. Then you saw Providence get hit at plus 3. And I'll give you one more premium play. You guys ready? This is already towards the end. It's Illinois, UCLA. We took UCLA plus the 7. It's worth taking the half a point. If you only got to lay 120, you are getting better of it there on UCLA. Again, I'm high on Illinois, but I think UCLA is a little bit undervalued in this spot. Oklahoma is now the favorite against Texas A&M. I disagree. I think A&M should be the 1-point favorite. Not a big enough difference for us to take advantage and fire yet. And finally, BYU and Iowa State. I like Iowa State. I make the game 4. Again, just not enough of an edge for us to take advantage. We could wait and narrow down the biggest edges. That's key. And I used the same power ratings like we did in college football to have us finishing number 1. And I feel confident with college basketball, the same is going to happen. In fact, we are number 1 in profit going into today. NBA and college basketball combined, number 1 in hoops, over 4% ROI. That's all we want. If we could, 5 is max. That's when we're fucking killing it. 5 and above. 3 and above, we are in the elite class. 2 and above, we're in that 0.5% that's actually profitable. Actually 1.5 and above. All right, now let me get to some questions. so that I could get you guys out of here and I could get back to some work and some MMA. Let me see what you got for me. Thank you, Ayo. Thank you, brother. I don't really script it, and every week it's different. And a lot of it depends on my mood. Like sometimes I'm so hyped. Sometimes I'm a little, pissed off for maybe the night before, whatever. So it's always going to be different. Or sometimes we need to focus on risk management. Maybe we're running cold and I need to remind us to brush those demons off our shoulders, not to overbet, not to chase. So that's why I love coming in here every week. Like if you're a subscriber, you got to take advantage of it. I know a lot of it is repetitive, but that's the goal. We repeat things so that they become automatic, so that it becomes muscle memory. The reason you see an MMA fighter repeat the same move 500 times isn't because they're stupid. It's because they want it to become automatic. They want it to become muscle memory. They don't want to have to think. It needs to be instinctual. Bet sizing correctly needs to become instinctual. Not over betting, not chasing, needs to become instinctual. But it takes a while, man. It took me forever. It took me longer than anyone else, longer than it should take anybody. That's why I'm here yelling like I do, because I don't want anyone to take as long as I do. I did, because you don't have to. You really don't. Like, you don't have to. It's a beautiful thing. You can make your life a lot easier, I promise. If you just eliminate the practices that you know are wrong. Guys, you guys are sharp enough. You know when you're over betting. You know when you're taking a bad number. You know when you're putting in a parlay and you shouldn't. You know when you're teasing something you shouldn't tease. We all know. We all know. The key is, can you practice what you preach? And for a long time, I was a great preacher. I was A+ preacher, but I wasn't a great practicer. And I was a great preacher because I was around the best reverends. I was around some of the best priests, the sharpest priests, these guys that rubbed off on me. I worked with the best and sharpest runners and originators on the planet for a long time. So a lot rubbed off on me and I was able to preach, but it wasn't until I started practicing what I was preaching that it actually came to fruition and started working. And that's the key, to get there. And that's why we repeat things, and that's what the Steam Room's for. So let me see if you guys got any questions. Then I'll go one more scroll and get you guys out of here. Thanks, Sports and Bets. It is, bro. It's because that's all that's at the end. That's all that's going to matter. Like, I know at a big enough sample size, we're going to cash more than we're going to trash. I have the sources. I have the accounts. I have the long-term results. Like, I know that. But if you don't do it right, you're not going to profit. And that sucks for me. I hate that. Nothing bothered. That's why we started the Steam Room, because nothing irritated me more than I had won like 8 straight years at Wager Talk, and knowing that so many of my subscribers weren't making money with me. And some of them had even lost money. Not only did they lose paying subscription, but then they lost to their bookie. Bro, I can't have that. I don't want that. Like, especially if it could be avoidable. It's different, bro. If I lose and we have a losing year, I'll eat it. I'll suck it up. I'll admit it. I'll swallow it. I'll fucking stand on that. But if I have a winning year, I want my subscribers to profit, bro. I don't want you to pay me and not make money doing it. I would rather you use your money for something else. Take care of your family. Invest towards your future. Put it in an IRA. Put it towards your 401k if you have an employer that matches. Like, help your future. That's what I'm hoping you do. Like, don't waste it on your bookies. Don't waste it gambling. There's so much more productive shit than you could do than gamble. So if you're going to do it, try to do it right. Do it for you, not for me. You owe it to yourself. But nothing bothers me more than seeing good people like losing money that they could use for themselves, their families, to better their lives, Instead, they're giving him the bookies because of a lack of discipline. It's not even a lack of knowledge. They have the knowledge. They just don't have the discipline and patience. And that's the difference. You know, it's like guys that have ideas. I know there's a lot of smart guys with tons of ideas, but how many follow through? And the one that follows through is the guy that's successful. Hard work trumps talent every time. Hard work will beat talent 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, bro. It's not even close. In my life experience, that's the one thing that stuck out to me more than anything else. Hard work will beat talent every single time. Appreciate you, Kat. Neil, what do you mean by an overlay? Like the difference between my power rating and the number? I usually look for like, I try to go to a minimum of like a 3 points in hoops. Like in football, obviously it's less because they're not scoring as much. So the higher scoring, the bigger the variance that because that's what's going to happen. So like in NBA, it's even greater that I'm looking for. Like I'm not going to take a 2 point edge on an NBA total. I need it to be like 4 or 5 points off on an NBA total because they're expected to score 230 points. So like having a 1 point advantage, 2 point advantage ain't going to help me. I need significance. So the more points that are expected, the bigger the difference needs to be. The less points expected, the less the difference needs to be, if that makes sense. My man. Yes. I'll tell you what I got because I'm going to add the UFC. So here's what I can tell you with the UFC, my man. Let me give you that before I get you guys out of here. All right, UFC. There's some good stuff today. All right. I'll tell you straight out, main event, I like Strickland. Again, when you take a plus 200, you're going to throw that ticket out 6 out of 10 times, even when you're running hot. You will throw it out more than you cash it. I'm comfortable doing that because I'm going to bet again tomorrow, the next day, the day after that. So all I'm looking for is plus EV bets. But if you're only placing one bet, then the only thing that matters is that you win. It don't matter about closing line value. It don't matter about getting the bet. It matters that you win. So again, if you aren't comfortable betting plus 200s, again, you know, you probably shouldn't. But I like Strickland there. And my reasoning is simple. His biggest weapon is pace. That's what Hernandez uses. Cardio as his biggest weapon. And I want to see how that matches up. And if Strickland's able to keep it standing and Hernandez isn't able to implement the grappling, this could get interesting. Co-main event, I think Medic offers a little bit of value there, but I do like the under more. I bet the under 1.5 there. I did lay some juice, but I don't think this one goes 7.5 minutes. Ige and Costa, I know Costa's running hot right now. What's he won? 5 straight fights, coming off a first-round knockout. But sharp that I respect is on Ige. I haven't touched it yet, but I do lean that way as well. Sharp on Ige. Nothing on the big guys. I do like Jacoby Smith in that fight. Move down to Korea is going to beat Garul. Jocelyn Edwards is going to beat Nora. I like Edwards there. Suriano Brahimaj, I like the under in that fight. Phil Rowe at plus money, that's also sharp. I haven't bet it yet, but that's one of the guys I work with. He took Phil Rowe and Dan Ige, so those are his 2 dogs. And I'm cheering for Juliana Miller. Obviously, Judas should win that fight, but I'm rooting for Miller who saw the betting odds and felt so disrespected that she was plus 500. I think now she's even higher than that. So I'm just going to cheer her in, not going to bet her. But that's pretty much it. And like I said, I'm going to talk with the guy that I respect pretty much the most. We go over the card in detail on the phone real fast. And yeah, then I'll finalize for subscribers. You guys will get that within the next hour, 90 minutes, and we'll be done. And when the UFC tips off, we'll be done for NBA college basketball as well. I may add to the Steam sheet so you could piggyback if you like some stuff, but I won't add more because when you add all these sports, we have enough volume. And I don't want you guys getting too overwhelmed. But again, here's what you got to remember. When we have NBA, college basketball, MMA, NBA player props, that's 4 markets. If I have 3 bets in each market, that's 12 bets. Even if I have 2 bets in each market, that's 8. And then you throw in a tennis or a golf, and all of a sudden we got 9, 10 bets. And that's not a lot of volume, 2 in each market, but we bet multiple markets. I'm lucky that I work with multiple originators and groups that bet these markets. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to cover them. Today, my card would be college basketball, maybe NBA if I had time, but probably not because it would be college basketball and UFC because I do my own UFC too. So I would do those 2 and that would be it. But because I work with an NBA group that gives me player props, I work with an NBA group that gives me side and totals, I get to use that. And again, I'm going to share that information with you guys. So I hope we do some damage when the dust settles tonight. And Oregon +6, right? They're getting the points against USC. I like Auburn. I think they're undervalued. Where do I have Auburn actually? Auburn's not ranked. I have Auburn. Here's my rankings. Want to know my rankings? I have Auburn as the 13th best team in the country. Yep, I do. I have Auburn as the 13th best. A couple teams that the top 20 is missing, okay? I'll give them to you now. Tennessee should be in the top 20. Auburn should be in the top 20. Kentucky should be in the top 20. Arkansas should be in the top 20. BYU should be in the top 20. Now, let me tell you who shouldn't be in the top 10. You ready? Connecticut shouldn't be in the top 10. Nebraska shouldn't be in the top 10. Kansas shouldn't be in the top 10. Michigan State shouldn't be in the top 10. So I just gave you 4 teams that are not in the top 20 that are top 20 teams. And I gave you 4 teams that are in the top 10 that shouldn't be. I trust my power ratings. Again, we're sitting NBA college basketball #1 combined. When you check NFL and college football, #1 combined. Because I use the same power ratings for both. The same power rater. So, wish you guys the best of luck. Don't forget, 25% off. Damn, we're giving 25% off and I'm running good. Give it 25% off. If you sign up for the year, ask for the blackjack course. Email in, beg Johnny, get the blackjack course, bro. I promise you, even if you don't play blackjack, you're going to get so much out of it as a sports bettor. I promise you that. So if you've partnered with me for 2026, stay the course. We haven't even gotten lucky yet. We haven't even gotten a hot run yet. We haven't even had a hot streak. We've just been grinding and we're at this spot. We're going to go on a hot run that's going to put us up over 100 plus units. Watch, we'll get the 200 units before you know it. One of those hot runs is going to come, whether it's March Madness or not. And then baseball's coming. Yeah, baseball's coming and then football's coming. So if you partnered for 2026, please, please, please follow the bet sizing strategy or your own, but stay disciplined. And we're going to make money in 2026. Keep grinding. Treat it like a business. It'll pay like a business. I love you guys. Best of luck. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the fights. Enjoy the games. Cheer in that 5% tonight. Cheer it in. Wrong team's favored. Love you guys. Best of luck.